Hello, this is Alexander Pallas. I'm Vice President of Bridge Financial, and today we're going to be going over your 2020 business tax checklist. Let's get into it. So, with your business tax return, there are two parts that you need to prepare for to get everything in line for your preparer. And what two parts are those? Well, first, we need to figure out how much money did your company make? And second, what is your company worth? So you'll have a profit and loss and a balance sheet. We're also going to go over some other obligations of your company, such as 1099 contractors, how do you pay yourself, and renewing your business with the state of Florida. So going through the checklist, you could either one, hire our team, or specifically Penny Joseph, to do your bookkeeping, where she can download your monthly bank statements to QuickBooks, give you monthly profit and loss and balance sheet figures. As far as quoting a fee, every company is different. Some companies have hundreds and hundreds of transactions a month, some don't. So obviously, she would need to see what's involved. She can quote you a fee. It's a great way to be organized, see where your money's going, and quickly have your taxes prepared in January or February every year. And if you're doing bookkeeping with us, we also discount and bundle accounting services. So reach out to Penny if you want nothing to do with all this, but if you want to do it yourself, I'll show you how. So essentially, we need to know your income and your expenses. So one thing that you can do is go on your business checking account online, and you can download all of your transactions for the year. Now, not every bank does this. Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, they make it pretty user-friendly. There are some banks that are not as well. Like one I can think of is TD Bank, where you can only download 2 or 3 months at a time. But ideally, it's a big time saver if you can download all of your transactions, and Stephanie can walk you through how to do that. She would like to do the bookkeeping, but she can give you some tips. But if you go to your business checking account and you look for transactions, there should be a download button, or go to your help section and see if you can download your transactions to Excel. Otherwise, you got to do it the old school way of printing all your monthly statements and going through and entering line by line, where is your money going? If you're able to download Excel, we can help from there. Otherwise, you would want to sort by vendor and help categorize where is your money going. So these are the common deductions listed on your business tax return, where if you want to go through and add up your cell phone bills, your postage, your office, these are the general categories that you would want to find a place for those totals. As far as revenue, be careful. You do not want to include money or your own money as revenue. So if you're just starting out, or if your business hit a slow patch and you needed to fund the account with your own money, you definitely want to notate that, remove that from your revenue, and let your preparer know how much you floated, because that will go on the balance sheet. How much does the business owe you? Once you have downloaded your transactions or manually entered them into Excel, however you want to do it, start to look at other items that we need to prepare your balance sheet, which is what is your company worth on December 31st. It's not limited to these categories, but mainly we want to know the money that's in your business checking account, possibly any inventory that you have, whatever widgets you have on your shelves, calculate how much value you still have. As a deduction, we cannot write off what you still have. It's cost of goods sold. So if you still have the goods, you still have the asset, you don't have that deduction. That deduction is saved for a future date when they're eventually sold. So inventory would be an asset. If you have some business accounts, they set up investment accounts with like E-Trade or Ameritrade to invest some of their savings. We would want to know that figure. Any major purchases are an asset. So let's get to that. So if you bought, let's say you're a landscaping company and you bought a $4,500 riding lawnmower. Unfortunately, we can't just write off $4,500. I shouldn't say always, because there are provisions sometimes where we could do what's called accelerated depreciation, that you can write off the full value of the asset even though there's still value to it. But at the end of the day, if you were to purchase anything, let's say over $1,500, we would kindly ask that you break that down by major asset purchases. As an example, let's say you bought a server for your office, $3,500. I would put server, maybe Dell 3500, the amount paid, and the date you purchased it. And then your preparer will list that as an asset on your company return, depreciate the value that you're entitled to write off for that year, and hold on to that remaining value for future year deductions. So be mindful of that. What other items are on your balance sheet? Well, we've covered some assets, which would be cash in the bank, investments, inventory. What about liabilities? So we would like you to go through your credit card and show us what the balance on that credit card is on December 31st, as well as auto loan balances or any amount that's owed to you that you started the company with. Now, speaking of credit cards and debit cards and business accounts, you really, really want to be in the habit of using your business accounts for business-related items. One of the most common questions I receive from business owners is, Alex, how do I pay myself? Simply transfer whatever money you need from your business account to your personal account. Now, if you have payroll set up, we can talk about that. Because if you have payroll set up and have, let's say, a receptionist or a salesperson on W-2, then you could add yourself as an employee and give yourself a salary that you could afford. And if you have remaining money sitting in your business account that you'd like to tap into, you could also take a distribution. Again, by simply transferring the money from your business account to your personal. You want to avoid the temptation of using your business account for going to the movies, going to the grocery store. The idea would be you use your business account for business-related items, you transfer money to your personal account for personal-related expenses, and then you'll meet with your preparer to get that total sum, which is why up here we put how much did you transfer to yourself. That is a very important component of your tax return. What other responsibilities are you going to have? Well, we talked a little bit about paying people. So if you paid an individual for labor, they can be classified in two ways: as an employee of your organization or a contractor. You want to be careful here because there is a fine line where if you have an individual working for you that is a 9-to-5 position, that is an employee. If you have someone that gets paid a commission and only a commission, then that's definitely a contractor. I would talk to your preparer to make sure that before you actually hire the person, you pick which category they fall into. If they are an employee, candidly, we recommend payroll outside our company when it's just 1 or 2 employees. It's hard for us to be price competitive compared to, let's say, Chase Bank or Wells Fargo that might offer payroll for your organization at a very low cost, something like $30 to $40 a month. They will set up the account, they will set up the name, the social, the address, the routing and account number, and put you on a system where all you have to do is log in and enter the hours or enter the pay. And behind the scenes, they will calculate the taxes, file the necessary forms with the IRS, issue the W-2, and direct pay your employee. I do not recommend you doing payroll yourself if you have no experience doing so. Those kind of problems are very time consuming to fix, very expensive if you were to go to a company like ours to untangle that mess. I would definitely recommend you pay for payroll. Talk to Stephanie to see if our office would be, at least if you want a quote from us. But again, I would even talk to your local bank because oftentimes they will provide payroll at a very low cost. So we talked about W-2s. Well, what about contractors? So if you paid a commission-based person or a laborer that does work, detail work, let's say you hire a drywall, you have a construction company and you outsource some drywall work, you would want to have a W-9 filled out by the contractor, which simply says what is your business name and EIN, or what is your personal name and social. We will either we can do it, or if you're doing your own bookkeeping, add up the amount of pay and let Stephanie know. And you can visit Stephanie here, stephanie.naylor@gmail. She would be happy to file the 1099 for you. She will just need to know, again, the contractor name, social, EIN, address, and amount of 2020 compensation. So we've gone over the income, breaking down income that you provided as opposed to, I should say, income versus your own money. Please make sure that you do not include any loans to your company as income. Common deductions. If you have payroll with ADP or a bank, we would need the payroll report for the year, which will break down officer compensation versus all your other employees. It'll break down all the Social Security and Medicare taxes your company paid. So that is a very important item. If you have payroll with a company, ask for the payroll report for the year, and that will be a big help to us. Renewing your business, I did a video on how to do so, but the instructions are right here as well. Every business needs to renew every May 1st, except if you set up the company that year. So as an example, if you set up a company in January 2020, you don't have to renew this May, you would renew the following May. Please do not forget to do that. You can do so now, so why wait? Visit sunbiz.org and renew your annual report. Here is all of our contact information. I'm Alex, but if you are working with Jessica, Penny, my brother Adam, or Stephanie, there is their contact information. Hope this has been very helpful. Oh, before I forget, this is new this year. PPP and SBA loans. So if you sought out COVID relief through the SBA or Small Business Administration, it would not hurt to provide us the exact amount of your loan in 2020, any amount paid back, and any amount forgiven. Those figures will also be of assistance. And that should do it. I hope this video was informative. Feel free to forward to any other business friends or family members that you have, business owners. We'd love to take them on and help them out. If you have any questions, feel free to call our office, 1-888-401-KIRA, and take care. See you soon.